watching WCVB Newscenter 5 Eye Opener.
Postcard perfect, and this live look at the city of Boston. Oh, the Charles, just lusciously lovely. 8 a.m. great time for a jog or whatever you want to do out there. Good morning. I'm Rondella Richardson.
And I'm Jennifer Egan. It's the first weekend in October. Let's check in with meteorologist Kellyanne Cicalese. All right, Kellyanne, how warm is it going to get?
We're looking at highs in the 80s for most spots today. So it is a very warm day for us, considering that our average high is in the low to mid 60s. We already have 60 on the board for Boston right now. Provincetown checking in at 60 degrees as well. Inland suburbs is where it's coolest, but even these temperatures right now, they're in the low to mid 40s for some of the coolest suburbs, still above some of the morning lows that we've been feeling. We saw many 30s over the past couple of mornings. It's not quite as cool this morning. So this warmer morning will set the stage for a warmer afternoon. We're looking at high temperatures reaching into the low 80s in and around Boston. As you move down toward the south coast, Cape Cod and Islands, we have a wind off the water, so that's where we stay in the low to mid 70s, but still above that average high of 66. 12-hour forecast showing sun sticking around. No sign of rainfall here, and that's the case over the next 24 hours. But we are tracking a cool down soon. I'll have the timeline for that ahead.
84 and a class act, and look at this. I can't say it enough. Postcard perfect out there this morning. 8-11 never looked so good in October, Kellyanne.
Really beautiful out there. I think by this point, though, we are expecting more of those fall-like crisp mornings and afternoons, and we're certainly not going to feel that this afternoon. We have a feel of summer settling in as we approach 80 degrees this afternoon. And it's not just us feeling the heat. The heat is building through the midsection of the country, all the way up toward Minneapolis. 89 in the forecast for them. Chicago getting close to 90 degrees as well. This is a large heat dome impacting much of the country, and that will take over for our forecast through at least Tuesday. Our next shot at a cool down arrives as the jet stream starts to dip by later half of the work week, bringing temperatures back down a little bit closer to normal, if not a few degrees below. We're sitting at 49 in Manchester, but at this point, most of us here in southern New England are in the 50s to low 60s. We're approaching 80 this afternoon in Boston. Notice the wind is out of the southwest, so that is going to help to boost the highs for most locations to just about 80 degrees. I think we will see a few low 80s as you travel through some of the inland suburbs. Look at Billerica up to about 82 this afternoon. Meanwhile, at the immediate coastline, some of our beaches will feel a weak sea breeze, so likely mid 70s for Hull. Stretching down toward the Cape and Islands, you'll see a lot of these low to mid 70s. This is our coolest spot today just because of that wind direction right off the water. But low 80s inland is well above average. Our average high is about 66, not quite up to record high. We're seeing a record previously set back in 2007 on this day of 86 degrees in Boston. So we're staying below that today, but really close to record warmth for Worcester. We're only 4 degrees off. Mostly clear tonight. You'll see upper 40s to mid 50s, and then another warm day tomorrow. Summer feel with sun. I think we'll actually gain a few degrees inland, getting a little closer to mid 80s, especially through hot spots like the Merrimack Valley. We are still under the influence of high pressure through tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. But this is a cold front that eventually will be shifting eastward toward us as we move toward Tuesday night, more so into Wednesday. And Wednesday is our really area of focus for our next chance for rain. So as that cold front pushes in, it will likely trigger showers for Wednesday morning, moving out by Wednesday night. High pressure taking control again on Thursday. After leaving us with less than half an inch of rain, we are under drought conditions here. So we'll take any drops of rain we can get, although that certainly isn't a heavy soaking rain in our forecast. We are still watching the tropics. We have a couple areas of development to follow. One that's a little bit closer to Florida, but another one moving off of the coastline of Africa, which has a better chance of development before moving toward the Caribbean. So that's one to watch very quickly. We move toward our 7-day here locally, and yes, the showers move through Wednesday, but look at the bigger influence those showers have. A cool down to the 50s to low 60s for the second half of our work week. For Storm Team 5, I'm meteorologist Kellyanne Cicalese. 8:21 going on 8:22 on this Saturday morning as we're kicking off this October 4th with bright blue sky overhead. This is our live look at both the Bourne Rotary where the sun is shining and reflecting off the Rotary. And we could also see a really pretty sky over Boston as well. Not seeing much in the way of clouds out there, and that's going to be the case for much of our weekend here. Clear skies prevail. We hold on to dry conditions and things are heating up. Right now it's pretty mild. We're in the upper 40s for some of the coolest suburbs, but downtown Boston is checking in at 60 degrees. We're making a run toward 80 today, tomorrow, right on through Tuesday, cooling down for the second half of the week. And with that cool down, we'll be dropping below average by Thursday and Friday. But let's take a look at what to expect as you're getting away on this Saturday. 80 degrees in the forecast, not only in southern New England, but all the way up through the lakes region of New Hampshire and heading up toward the Maine coastline. Really a gorgeous day for taking in the foliage, although it might feel a little warm. We're making our way toward the low to even mid-80s tomorrow. Best chance of hitting the mid-80s will be through the Merrimack Valley and heading out through hot spots through the Connecticut River Valley. Jennifer.
Kellyanne, thank you.
You're watching WCVB News Center 5 Eye Opener.
8:30 on this Saturday morning, taking a live look over the city right now. I'm thinking of all the fall outfits that were planned for this weekend that are going to have to stay put away for at least another week or so, right? Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Jennifer Egan.
I'm Rondella Richardson. I immediately grabbed the flip-flops this morning, Kellyanne.
Yeah, I mean, appropriately so. Some cool water. Make sure the sunscreen reapply.
Yeah,
I mean, this
sunglasses.
Yeah, for sure. This is not feeling like fall at all for us. We have this morning's temperatures down in the 40s in some of the coolest suburbs, but many of us are now climbing through the 50s, approaching 60 in Boston, and here it is. Compared to yesterday, about a 5 to 10 degree jump, and so it's by no surprise that our afternoon is looking warm as well. We're jumping to near 80 in Boston today. I think we'll see a few low 80s through the Merrimack Valley, our hot spot, down toward Cape Cod and the islands, even there with the wind off the water, managing to hit the low to mid 70s with average highs in the low to mid 60s this time of year. Sunshine giving way to clear skies tonight. It is going to be a quiet 24 hours for us, but we are looking ahead to our next chance for rain. We are under drought conditions and rain is needed. I have a timeline for that ahead. Jennifer.
Kellyanne,
we're feeling the heat, and it's not just here. Much of the country under this dome of heat. I'll have a look at when this will break down. We start to feel a little more like fall and tracking our next chance for some much needed rainfall. We're looking bright and blue. This is our live look in Boston right now. We're looking ahead to what looks to be a sunny and warm day.
God, fried dough for everybody.
I know.
All the winners. Oh man, if you're headed out to the fair, Kellyanne, instead of the hot cider, you might want some cold water or lemonade.
Oh, 100%. This is going to be a summer feel as you're heading out to the fair. It might feel like it's more of a summer fair rather than a fall fair, as we are making our way toward 80, not only today, but tomorrow as well. And I think we'll hold on to these 80s for at least Tuesday. But we're starting to see some color as, of course, we're looking at our foliage report here. We have peak color being reported as we move farther northward into northern New England, moving into the northern half of New Hampshire, Maine, and even Vermont. But as you move through southern New Hampshire, southern Maine, we're seeing moderate color starting to evolve, and even a few areas of color as you move just outside of Boston. Of course, we are seeing the color change starting to initiate a little bit faster than usual. You may have noticed that, especially as you move to northern New England, and that is because of the drought. In Massachusetts, 26% of the state is under a moderate drought, but as of the latest drought report that came out on Thursday, we have a new update. We're now seeing 2% of Massachusetts under severe drought, and that is mainly focused over the mid to outer portions of Cape Cod. So we're always keeping an eye on our next chance for rain, and that chance moves in late Tuesday night into Wednesday. We're looking at the chance of seeing up to half an inch of rainfall. We'll take any drops we can get at this point. We have 49 in Manchester, but most of us in southern New England are sitting in the 50s. Now approaching 60 in Boston. We have a wind direction out of the southwest, and that is going to be a weak wind, so there may at times be a sea breeze influence at Boston and also moving along much of our coastline. That's why I do think Boston will get very close to 80, likely not crossing into the 80s like what we're seeing inland. Meanwhile, if you're heading to some of the local beaches, you might feel some of these mid to upper 70s because of that weak sea breeze kicking in at times. Move away from the coastline, low 80s in the forecast, up to about 83 in Nashua this afternoon, and then move down toward Cape Cod and the islands. Because of that wind direction out of the west-southwest, we're staying in the low to mid 70s there. That's our coolest spot, although still very warm for October standards. Our average highs in the low to mid 60s this time of year. Mostly clear tonight. We'll watch for some patchy fog developing toward the south coast, but I think overall it's a clear night. And then tomorrow's another summer feel. We'll likely gain a few degrees through inland suburbs, where we might see a few spots in the Merrimack Valley hit the mid 80s, just about 80 in Boston, and 70s along the rest of our coastline. We still have high pressure in place for the next few days, but there is a cold front that we're tracking that right now is stretching its way right through the Rockies. That will be shifting its way eastward toward us as we approach Wednesday. As that moves through, it triggers our next chance for showers, moving on out of here by Wednesday night into Thursday, but there is that chance for seeing 2/10 to even closer to half an inch of rainfall, so that will be helpful for us. We're tracking the tropics, multiple developments to follow. The one that's looking strongest is moving off of the African coastline and could impact the Caribbean by later in the week, so we'll keep you posted on that. We have a cool down after showers move through on Wednesday. We go from near 80 to start the week down into the upper 50s to low 60s. A big adjustment on the way. Jennifer Rondell.
Thank you, Kellyanne. Final check of the forecast. It's like a summer weekend.
I know. It's really warm out there, and I have to say I was a little distracted by the background of Caitlin's shot. Oh my gosh, the color. Yes, summer is here. We are making a run toward 80 this afternoon, so even though the calendar says October, it just thrown out the window. It's feeling a little more like August out there. Now, our nights have been cool. We are going to cool down to the 50s tonight, maybe a few 40s in the suburbs, but we're right back at it tomorrow afternoon, approaching the low 80s. We hold on to near 80 through Tuesday, and then showers Wednesday help to cool us back down. We're dropping into the upper 50s to low 60s Thursday and Friday, which is actually a little bit below average. So talk about a big swing here.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all of my tomatoes are going to make it. I'm convinced it's going to work out this year. Thanks, Kellyanne. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy this fabulous scene and the rest of your weekend day.